Good Sunday evening, everyone. Been a long time, but I guess I had a little bit of a hiatus. So, tonight I'm going to finish up the movies that I watched in February into March. So, this first video is going to be my Last Breath review and my Dead Friend Zoe movie review, which I had no plans to see My Dead Friend Zoe because I didn't know anything about it, but I'm here to tell you that I enjoyed both of these movies very much. We're running on last week since I saw both of these movies. So I am very behind for no reason whatsoever. I just got lazy, I guess. But anyway, I'm here tonight to give you my thoughts on the most recent movies that I watched. So let's go ahead and kick it off with my thoughts on Last Breath. And this one was one of the last movies to release in February, and also my Dead Friend Zoe released at the end of February, but I counted that in March. But anyway, Last Breath is based on a true story about a saturation diver who gets lost at sea, and he's literally on the brink of death. And this is a story that was adapted into a documentary before this feature film. And it's a very riveting story. So you have Woody Harrelson, Simu Liu, and Finn Cole as the three protagonists that are part of this whole story. And Finn Cole was the unlucky diver who literally almost died because he's pretty much down to one last breath. That's literally the whole spiel of this movie. So this is basically about survival and a rescue mission. And it's a very harrowing situation to be a part of. You know how long he was under? He was under for about like 30 minutes. And it explains on how he survived at the end of the movie. And it was because of the temperature of the water and the depth of the water. He should not have survived. But talk about luck. So, it's pretty much nothing really to unpack here. It's just a very simple survival story. It's not really clear on when this happened, but I guess you have to watch the documentary to get the full story. But I really enjoyed Last Breath. It's probably one of the more simple true story movies that I've seen in a long time. That's not a musical biopic. I'm looking at you, better man. But anyway, I would give Last Breath. This was a solid A minus. I really enjoyed this, but it seemed to get very predictable near the end. Where, of course, you knew that they were going to get him, and it ended on a happy note. So, those are my thoughts on Last Breath. Moving right into my dead friend Zoe. And like I said, this movie was not on my radar whatsoever. I've only heard tidbits about it when I watch some of my movie critic channels, and they were starting to talk about this, and the premise of this movie is about a female soldier who is battling with depression and PTSD and also grief. So, this stars Sonequa Martin Green. If you know that name, then you know The Walking Dead. She was Sasha. And I thought that this is probably her best performance that I've seen her in. Of course, I only know her from The Walking Dead, but... So... She was in the war in Afghanistan with her best friend, Zoe. And you can already guess that she's dead. So, this movie flashes back to the war, and it's also told in real time, where she has to go through, like, I guess it's grief counseling, and she just keeps seeing her friend. But there's also a subplot where she has to go visit her grandfather, which is played by Ed Harris, and he was a Vietnam vet that is suffering from Alzheimer's. I gotta admit, this movie is marketed as a dark comedy, but it's very depressing. I mean, when you're talking about PTSD and grief, when you're fighting overseas, then of course you're going to be pretty messed up. But Morgan Freeman is the grief counselor that tries to make her get rid of her demons. And as you go along in this movie, you think that Zoe died in the war, but it turns out to be completely different. Well, she offed herself. So, this one was a very powerful movie, and it's very relatable to people who served in the military. I haven't served in the military, so I don't have to deal with that stuff. But I feel for everybody overseas. So, very important movie, but this is more of a dramedy. And I absolutely dug this movie. It's a very, very small movie that played in like festival circuits of last year, but it only just came to theaters at the end of February. So I'm pretty glad that I saw this, and I would give my dead friend Zoe an A. Definitely worth checking out. So, those are my quick thoughts on Last Breath and My Dead Friend Zoe. Two are technically true stories. Last Breath is more of a true story, but this is based upon the director's life story, where he dealt with like the same exact thing that Sonequa Martin Green was going through. It's just that PTSD after the war. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and the next video I'm going to film tonight is going to be my Mickey 17 movie review. And don't forget, if you like this sort of content, I strongly urge you to like, comment, and subscribe. And you'll definitely get more videos like this. So, I'm going to go ahead and record my Mickey 17 movie review and hopefully get these two videos out to you guys tomorrow. But I'm also working on a new release reading vlog for Wake Up and Open Your Eyes, which I'm nearing the halfway mark of that, but that's a totally different video that'll come out later. But otherwise, that's all I got for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Adios. Peace.